Hello, 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 and welcome back to Around the Campfire podcast. Nicola here again with more Red Dead 2. We're getting real down to the wire now, in chapter 6. So, yes, I hope everybody has been having a good weekend. It's been a heat wave in the UK at the moment, and I'm not sure how I feel about that entirely. I'm ginger, you see, so I'm not a creature for the sunlight. So I've been trying to avoid it the best I can. But I hope everybody else has been having a good weekend. So yeah, like I said, we're getting down to the nitty gritty in this chapter so far. Um, can't necessarily say how many more parts we've got left, but I can't really say it exceeding more than 40, if anything. Um, but yeah, we'll just see at the moment, but I'm not really entirely sure myself. See, when it comes to me and estimating things, it's not. I'm not the best at that, you see. But never mind. Oh, I've not been able to sleep properly in the last few days because of the heat. I hate it. Yeah, trying to avoid sunlight whenever I can to save myself from combusting. Right. So last time, from what I can remember, we did the mission, hello Phil, with um, Dutch and Eagle Flies, basically trying to cause a diversion with the army. Um, Talked about Arthur's dead child. So I'm thinking we've got a couple of things. Um, Obviously we can go up to Captain Monroe since we're in this area, so we'll head to him first. Um, and then we've got Sadie. And then I know there's another mission right after this one that gets triggered, so we'll do that one too. And also, remember how several episodes ago there was those two guys outside of Rhodes? The guys that escaped the chain gang? Yeah, apparently there's, well, not apparently, I know there's other encounters you can have with them, because if you don't, the mission repeats itself. Because I had that happen to me in my first playthrough, and it kind of confused me, thinking, already done this mission, not realizing that there was other encounters. But apparently, from what I've seen online, I'm guessing they're around here in Dewberry Creek, so we can go and have a look there and see if we can spot them. Because then, the next time we can find them, I'm fairly certain, because I know this is obviously oh, Hanging Dog Ranch. It's where the O'Driscolls are hiding about. Because there's a little tree house round about here. I want to say that's it there, I think. But either way, there's a little tree house round about this area. And I'm fairly certain that's where you can find them. So anyway, and I know that there's also there's a side mission in Butcher's Creek, but I'm thinking we might leave that for the next episode. Because like I said, we're getting down to the wire with the story. So I don't want to finish up too early. Right, so we can fast travel to Wapiti. Yeah, let's fast travel to Wapiti. It's not that much of a trek from where we were originally, so if I can remember, I think I got jumped by a bear right about this area in online one time. Because there's a little cabin not too far away, I think it's on the riverside, where you find the 2 corpses and a gold nugget, funnily enough. A good tip for those that don't know, there's a gold nugget in there. What would I need with it at the moment, I don't know. But I picked it up anyway. So yeah, we're gonna go see Captain Monroe. See what the zhuzh is with him.
We should welcome him. This rains fall welcome. Mr. Morgan!
Hello? You making soup? Or stew? Better be better than Pearson's.
Hello. Here I am, as promised.
Captain Monroe.
Of course.
The Chief's gone out trying to find medications. It's quite a business.
Yes. Thought we were through with all this.
Well, we are, mostly. Colonel Favors seems to think the natives have broken some promise they never made, and apparently he's punishing them by withholding vaccines sent down by the federal government.
Really?
I was supposed to oversee the administration of the vaccines. Now I hear the wagon's been diverted.
Why would he do such a thing?
To be honest, I truly don't know. They say he didn't have a very good war, so maybe he's trying to start another one.
Is that what you think?
I'm trying to find out. He knows I'm trying to find out. He'd love to provoke me almost as much as he'd love to provoke these poor bastards.
Meaning?
Meaning that despite the fact that I think he's a horse's ass, he knows I think that. So we're just stuck here trying to make the best of things.
This is the best of things. Children dying of diseases.
No. This is awful.
Where is this wagon? Where can we find it?
I can show you. It's supposed to be heading to Wapiti after coming up through Valentine, but it's been diverted south instead.
Come on, Captain Monroe.
Mr. Morgan, we must act with due caution.
Oh, we shall. We surely shall. Now come.
Okay. I think I know a spot where we should be able to intercept it.
Lead the way, Captain.
Right,
So,
you know the way.
this Colonel Favor, he knows you're up here helping these people?
Yes and no. He knows I'm here to produce a report on the situation. I was sent down from the north after all the news of unrest in the region. But I think my presence might be making things worse.
What do you mean?
I worry he's taking some of these actions more to protect himself now. He can incite more retaliation, maybe he can prove a stronger defense.
Well, like destroying that shrine.
Yes, and taking their horses. I mean, I don't know if he personally sanctioned any of this or not. This is the other problem. There's a culture now in his regiment. The rot has traveled down the trunk.
Okay. Well, just show me where to find this wagon, and I'll get the medicine for you. You don't need to be involved.
Thank you, Mr. Morgan. But I must ask you, please be discreet. Cannot afford more conflict. Especially with Eagle Flies now in prison at Fort Wallace. I'm still hoping a meeting can be arranged between Rains Fall and Colonel Favors.
I understand. So I should drop the wagon back at the reservation?
Oh, no. No. You only need to commandeer the vaccine. Stealing those and an army wagon will only make matters much worse.
Okay.
You know, Favors has many flaws, but I don't believe he's callous. More an insecure man at the end of his career trying to cling on to something that's already gone. He fought for the Union in the war, and his record was considered far from illustrious. A failed man is often the most dangerous.
Well, that's true. Get you fed, Phil.
There, boy.
If anything, your stats are not gonna be good. Honestly, it's like I don't feed you, but I do. Then again, you are a warhorse, so chances are you require
Okay there?
a lot more. I know, Phil. I know.
How you doing, boy?
Oh dear.
All right.
Sorry to interrupt you there, Captain Monroe, but I need to check my horse's stats. See? Thin.
This is the spot I was thinking of. Let's cut up this way.
Sure.
Okay.
There's a nice vantage point up at the top here.
Yeah, last time I was left alone at a vantage point, I got kidnapped. So, I might be a bit jittery, Captain.
Good job.
Okay, let's dismount here. Best leave the horses back a bit. We'll have a good view over the road from this ledge.
Okay.
The wagon should come along this way.
Okay.
You're a good man, Mr. Morgan, but I fear this task to be a fool's errand.
Well, firstly, I'm a long way from a good man. Secondly, fool's errands are my favorite kind of work.
Fair enough. In that case, I can see we shall be great friends.
May I ask you a question?
Of course.
Why don't you just tell all the folk up in Washington what kind of an idiot Colonel Favors is and save us all a lot of bother?
Unfortunately, the government doesn't work quite like that.
If you say so.
No.
There. Think that's the wagon.
All right. Get yourself out of here.
Just remember to keep it clean, understand me?
Don't worry, I'm as clean as they come. Not all I do is clean.
Well, good luck.
I'll meet you back at the reservation.
Try not to get yourself killed, Mr. Morgan.
Try not.
I can't promise.
Yeah. Come on, Phil.
Yeah.
Try not to mess this up. Try not to mess this up. Come on. Please. Please. Please.
Hey, you keep your distance. Do you want to get shot? Is that it?
Hold it right there.
Whoa, you better put that down right now.
Yep.
I ain't promising nothing. Me.
Gonna need
Look
your
who we
cargo,
got here.
fellas.
Are you insane? We're the United States Army.
I don't care
That's
if you're.
Shoot that bastard already.
Yeah. Intercept. Come on, Phil. Ah! Phil! Ow! Ow! My God, that hurt. Ow! Phil! Oh well, that went well. Come on, Phil. Oh, God's sake. corned beef. Jesus. I tried to stop the wagon, but it's just not... Okay, it's just... Yeah. Y'all saw what happened. See, I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight these guys. Come on! Stop! Come on! Come on! Come on, Phil! Just... Ow! I failed. I failed. I failed. I failed. I failed. Yep. Ow! Yep. Ah! Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! Supplies were destroyed. Yes. Yes. I'm not good at things like this, you see. I think what I need to do is work on my strategy a bit better. My strategy sucks. Yeah, basically, if you're doing this segment, try and find a better way to do it than me. Because, my strategies aren't exactly good.
Hey, you, keep your distance. Do you want to get shot? Is that it?
No?
Hold it right there.
Whoa, you better put that down.
Why? Why does it keep equipping the Mauser on me?
Gonna need your cargo, fellas.
Are you insane? We're the United States Army. That's it. Shoot that bastard already.
Yeah. Ah! Phil! Knocking me off there! Phil! Get back here! Phil! Where are you going? Phil! I swear to God! Ah! Get back here! Dumb horse!
Yep.
Ah! God, Phil! Just come on! Oh, this is not going according to plan, is it? But then again, why does ever anything go according to plan when it comes to me in this playthrough? Nothing! Nothing, nothing, nothing. Yep. Come on. Just jump on the wagon and grab the stuff. Just grab the shit. Just grab the shit. Yep. Ah! Crap, 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 crap. Just jump on. Just jump on. Grab the shit. Grab it. Just grab the crap out of there. Grab it.
You're good at this.
Just grab it. Just grab it. Just grab it and go. No! Oh my God. See. See. It's awful. See, I don't want to engage in a firefight with these guys. I want to at least try and avoid that.
Yep. Okay then.
Oh! Okay. Well, saves me having to do all that again, I suppose. Thank God. Because I really was not going to be in the mood for having to do that again. Yeah. Basically, if you're going to be doing that mission, try and do it a lot better than what I did. If you can call that an attempt. I personally wouldn't. Oop.
Friend, how are you?
I'm good. Alright. I'm sorry about that, Phil. I didn't mean to yell at you and call you names, Phil. But you frustrate me sometimes, you understand.
Boy.
Right. I think after this we can head down to Dewey Creek. I got your stuff.
Captain Monroe, I got the medicine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wonderful. That's great news, Mr. Morgan.
Yeah, now don't worry. It didn't go too bad.
I'll have to take your word for that. We could both swing for this.
Yeah, well, I think I'm a little past caring about hanging, Monroe.
Maybe. I just hope Colonel Favors thinks he was robbed by bandits and not...
Oh no, I'm still a bandit. There ain't no doubt about that.
Of course. Well, I better get to work. Thank you, Mr. Morgan. Bandit or not, this was a good thing. Maybe it'll get us both killed, but it had to be done.
I hope so.
Well, I'm already a dead man walking, so... Right. Let's see. Bring up the map. Yeah, because you see Trelawney. The fine art of conversation. Is it conversation? Yeah. Then we've got Sadie. Mrs. Sadie Adler, Widow, Part 1. So let's go down. I just want to test this out just to see if they are there. You're just taking a leisurely...
Right, boy?
Yeah, just taking a leisurely walk, Phil, aren't you? You're going to be cutting through Valentine, I wonder. This Emerald Ranch will be cutting by. Yeah, I just want to see if these guys are where they're supposed to be, because I did see a video on YouTube because I looked it up. And from the surroundings, I gathered it was Dewberry Creek, because it looked an awful lot like Dewberry Creek. So I might be wrong. I just want to test it out just to see.
Yeah. Whoa, whoa.
Oh, that guy.
There we go.
Growing just as nature intended. You again? Ain't life funny? Well, check
Hilarious.
this out.
What?
You familiar with this here, mister? With this plant? Burdock. I use the roots to make medicine for my horse. It's better than anything you'll buy in those fancy catalogs.
Good for you. Why are you telling me this?
Just a friendly tip, man to man. Nothing more, nothing less.
Okay.
Well, I'm off to see what else I can find out there. Good luck to you.
Yeah, good luck.
And there's stables near Dewberry Creek so we can get some stuff for Phil. I don't know why it keeps equipped in the Mauser.
Idiot.
I didn't equip the Mauser.
Yeah.
I wonder if we're gonna come across Blind Man Cassidy. Because as we know, he likes to hang about here.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we came across him in the roads, the last episode, from what I can remember. There's always specific spots that I can remember him usually appearing. There's a spot just outside Ansburg that he spawns at. Obviously the stretch of road between Emerald Ranch and Valentine, he usually goes, that's predominantly where I see him. Well, stable's here, so whilst we're here.
Who do we have here? That's a fine steed. Got some
Thank you.
space for rent if you're interested. You come down with something there, partner?
No.
Bad flu going around.
Yeah, it's just a cough.
Well, unfortunately, you ain't a horse, so I can't help you with that. But what can I help you with? Oh, the horse will really like this. I'll miss that nag. Real good one.
Thank you. See some of your friends, Phil. Got some mighty pretty horses. Oh, yeah, that was another thing I was going to do as well. Arthur's journal. Because I've said that about half a dozen times now. I've never actually done it. But
Whoa now. Help me! Someone help me!
I've been bit by a snake again.
Please, help me! Is that the snake bite fella? Again?
Ah, stop getting...
Believe it. I got bitten again.
Stop playing with rattlesnakes.
Real deep. Suck it out of me, please.
What is it?
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Again.
Hold still.
I think getting bitten by a snake once was enough to learn not to go
Never
playing near them.
again.
Yeah.
Oh, I owe you so much, mister.
Ugh.
Can't believe you saved my life twice.
Me neither.
Well,
Yeah.
I best be getting back to town. Gonna eat a stiff one tonight.
Uh-huh.
That's it. You ain't getting another out.
Try not to play with snakes again.
What in the hell?
You hear? Stop playing with rattlesnakes. Alright. You see the mission markers came up. Alright, where are these two numpties?
Easy. Whoa.
I see a camp. Hang tight, Phil. Back in a moment. You two again.
My belly. Hey, mister. Oh, hey, friend.
You boys don't look so fresh.
We ain't. I think we're dying, friend. We ate some bad mushrooms.
Bad business, sure.
It's been real tough, partner.
So it seems.
I hate to ask, but we need some medicine. Kind of fast.
Medicine?
Yeah, look at us. Look at me. And he's worse than he looks. Oh. And he looks like shit. He ain't gonna last 3 days. And me? I ain't well. Not at all.
Not at all.
I'm begging you, partner.
Well, I suppose.
Oh, why? I told you you'd help us. I told you, did I?
You did. You told me. You told me a lot of things.
We're gonna be all right, buddy.
Are we?
Well, physically. Drink this.
I'll give it to Black first.
No. Don't give it to Whitey.
No.
Drink this and shut
Take it.
up.
Thank you.
Oh, that's good stuff. Ooh.
But listen, I reckon you boys should get on out of here. Maybe split up. Head up north or overseas. They don't like groups of men. I know.
I hear you, boss. It's time. Oh, once we're better.
Oh, yeah, well, I agree. I mean, I can't wait to be rid of you.
Mm-hmm.
Embarrassing.
Embarrassing?
Yeah, you're an embarrassment.
Well, be embarrassed no more. Get back to where folks like you, and I'll go where they like me.
I shall.
Shut up, will you?
With pleasure.
I'm just chilling here for a moment, fellas. I'm having a cup of coffee.
On demand. I can feel it. I hope. So long.
Yeah. I'm just using your percolator at the moment. Hope you don't mind.
Thanks again. We'll be fine now.
Yep. Ah.
Just gotta sleep it off. Like this big lump.
Okay. See you guys later. Now, I think we could set up our own camp somewhere. Oh god, don't chuck me down the ravine, Phil. Set up a tent. Because whilst we're sitting in the tent, we can... the journal. Right, so we'll start from the beginning. May as well start from the beginning. Because I can't remember where we left off last time. And a lot has happened since we last checked the journal. Okay. So. Oh. Blackwater. Okay. Bought this new journal after the last one got destroyed in that fire all those months ago. Whenever it was. Haven't written or drawn much in the past few months, but I was missing it more than I thought I would. And finally, near a store, so here I am, I guess. After all that business up north and the fire, we spent a few months in the wilderness, travelling down from the northern grizzlies. Stuck mostly in the western foothills of the mountains during the worst of the winter. Food was easy to find and life was good. Dutch had a lead on some land we were going to buy, but the land did not match up to his criteria, or he got spooked we were being watched by the law and that somebody knew who he was, and we never bought it, and we're wandering still. We picked up a couple of new folk in the Grizzlies. Sorry if my reading sucks. Working on it. Jenny, a sweet young girl we met abandoned on the roadside, and Micah, an outlaw Dutch met in a bar someplace. Dutch seems very taken with Micah. He was pretty hot-headed, argumentative, and full of himself. Hosea and I are less sure. Guess we shall see. Eventually we came out of the wilderness and are now holed up outside of Blackwater. Although sometimes I stay in town hunting for opportunities. I might be onto something. Got plenty of money, and the trail we took was so torturous and slow nobody could have followed us south and east, or figured out where we was heading. We was thinking about California, but then Dutch and Hosea brought us down to Blackwater. Blackwater has apparently grown a whole lot since any of them was last here. I was told to expect little more than a trading post. But the place is growing fast and it's almost a small city. The town seems to be riddled with corruption, but there's certainly plenty of money here. It's good to be sleeping in a bed from time to time and living in a more civilized life after so long under canvas. But I do not particularly like being this near to a town. We are living here, camping outside of town mostly, hidden in plain sight. I guess. Life seems pretty easy. Abigail and Marston keep arguing. I wonder why exactly he came back. He cannot seem to decide if he wants to be a father to that boy of his or not. The arguing is exhausting. I hear talk of a man sounding like Trelawney, but we haven't seen him for many months. Jose and I are on something. Something pretty big. Might be a lot of cash coming in to do with a real estate scam Hosea thinks he may have discovered. I'm not sure yet. The perfect crime, we think. One where we can rob crooks. We're being real careful. It's fun working with Hosea again. The man is an artist of nonsense. Even if nothing comes of it, we're having an amusing enough time. Sorry, I get my words muddled up sometimes. It's good to be running scams again. Hosea is a born huckster. He's getting anxious, worried that by lingering in town we're going to bring undue attention on ourselves. But Dutch thinks he's also onto something big. His words, not mine. Bank money being brought in by a boat, apparently. So for now, we're working on both things and seeing what happens. Plan is to flee west into desert country someplace if we can. Well. Micah and Dutch are planning to rob the ferry in town. They think it's laden with riches, cash coming in from the banks, coming in by boat. For once, I'm not getting involved in the job. Jose and I are too taken up with our business, which I believe can go very well, and Dutch seems confident that with the group assembled, all will be okay. Haha, well. Plan is for them to carry out the job and then flee into the wilderness out to the west. The next day, Jose and I carry out our scam and join them. Dutch seems happy and excited. He's talking again about California. But he's also talking about a lot of other places. Yeah. As you can see, Blackwater didn't go down too well. Coulter. We've been running for weeks. I mean, running more than usual. The job they was pulling in Blackwater, robbing that ferry, it turned into a disaster. Young Jenny got killed, poor thing. While Sean and Mac both got arrested or killed. Nobody seems sure which. Dot shot a girl. I'm not too sure if by accident or design. It seems like it might have been a setup. We took to the hills in an almighty scramble, leaving money and most of our things behind. Then, as we were fleeing east over the Grizzlies, an almighty storm hit us. Davy Callender, who got oh, I can read. I honest to God can read. Davy Callender, who had got shot in the gut on the raid, passed away. It was brutal to watch, and the rest of us nearly froze. But we found shelter and have been resting here in some old abandoned mining town while we await the thaw. R.I.P. Davy. And there's a little sketch of Coulter. Hardly the spring I'd been hoping for. Jose and I have been planning a robbery of our own in Blackwater, but I guess that's been abandoned along with most of what I owned. I'm profoundly concerned as to what happens next, once we leave this place or the law finds us cowering up here. Found a girl, well, a woman I should say. Her husband had been murdered by some of Colm O'Driscoll's boys. Nasty business. I said Colm. Colum. It's Colum. Seems Colm O'Driscoll had the same idea as us. He's been hiding up here scouting out a train he wanted to rob. We bumped into some of his boys at some farmstead they was robbing. Found that poor woman whose husband they had murdered, and she's now riding with us, as she ain't got no place better to be. Then Dutch being Dutch, and his hatred for Colum being just as powerful as it ever was, a whole bunch of us went to pay him a visit in his camp, but he escaped. We grabbed one of his boys. Poor bastard ain't spoken yet, but he will once we freeze him a little, and then set Bill on him. Been a bad few weeks, but we're mostly still alive. Dutch being Dutch is busy making plans and figuring out just how we're going to survive. And Dutch being Dutch, those plans involve robbery and dreams. In Horseshoe, I miss Horseshoe. I don't like Beaver Hall. Finally, a thaw in this god-awful weather. We got off the mountain and rode east into some pretty enough country called the Heartlands. Ain't been this far east in many a year. Hosea seems to know the country a little. Ain't been much of a spring. Now holed up at a place called Horseshoe Overlook outside some dumpy little cattle town named Valentine. Dutch seems a little better. His eyes are sparkling once more, and I can see he's thinking a little clearer. I think we all feel a little happier, in spite of Blackwater and that whole mess. That's not gonna last long, I'm afraid. Headed into Valentine with Uncle and the girls. Girls went scouting out work, while Uncle and I had a few drinks, and he explained more of his theories on existence and barefaced lies about his past. Things took a strange turn. Some fellas seemed to recognize me, or us from Blackwater. Guess we'd been holed up there too long, while Jose and I scouted the job that never was. I chased the bastard. And he nearly fell off a cliff. I spared him, and he gave me an ink pen. I hope I won't regret my leniency, but I reckon he got the scare of his life. Jimmy Brooks was his name. Took a day off and went off hunting with Hosea. He really seems to be getting his strength back a bunch. Although he was lucky not to die on us, as this big bear he'd been after turned on us. I thought when we were stuck up in the mountains that the cold and the misery would kill him, and we'd bury him like we buried Jenny and Davy. But he pulled through, and he'll live a while yet. Oh God, the pain! No! I love Dutch like a father, but in many ways I love Hosea even more. He's kind and fair and like a human being. Dutch is something else. This bear was also something else. Size of a goddamn hotel. And it was, and mean with it. Oh, he sees Hosea as a dad. I can't. My heart, I can't. Met some old drunken Valentine. Claimed he was a shootist. Seemed more like a clown. Some poor fool was writing a book about him, or trying to. Levin was the name of the writer. Jim Calloway was the killer. Apparently Levin needs more information. Asked me to find a few folk who have spent more time in the publicity than me and knew old Jim back when he was a real killer. The names are Emmett Granger, Flaco Hernandez, Billy Midnight, and Black Bell. And you remember that was the mission with the gunslingers? I completed that. Sounds like a troop of clowns. We shall see what kind of people those who want to be famous murderers is. My hopes are not too high. Herr Strauss is back lending money, and I'm back collecting it. The work mostly revolts me and shames me. Somehow robbing people honestly with a gun and fist is less repellent than robbing them fully in accordance with the law. It will be the usual sort of desperados, sick farmers, pregnant maids, lovesick young men, and other dupes desperate enough and stupid enough to take Strauss's terms. A usurer's life may be a comfortable one, but it is foul work. That it is. That it is. Colm O'Driscoll slipped through our fingers once more, and I saw my own life slip through mine. That gentle buffoon we kidnapped up in the mountains took us to a cabin. We were planning to kill Colm, but he had just gone elsewhere. We shot a bunch of his boys, and one was about to end my life when Kieran shot him. This feud, it's bled out from Dutch and Colm's mutual hatred into a loathing that permeates all of us and all of them. Still, I found quite a shotgun in the cabin. Found an odd-looking corpse. Something stuffed into the mouth. Couldn't make sense of it. Yeah, the serial killer. That was the start of the serial killer. Yeah, remember when I showed you all where that is? I got rammed up the backside by Bambi. Remember that? Met a strange guy. Thought he was a prophet. Blind. Zay and I went robbing, just like in the old days. Father and son, pair of clowns at some farmhouse. Stole a wagon, sold it to some rat Hosea had met at some odd place called Emerald Ranch. What goes on in there I cannot tell. But this little purchaser of stolen goods had us go rob his own family. Even by my standards that was low. But the father and son we robbed was proof that even God makes mistakes sometimes. Ouch! That's savage. Zaya performed brilliantly as some kind of huckster selling restorative care to crooks' backs. Whole thing was utterly ridiculous and brilliant. I miss Hosea. Went off drinking with young Lenny. Thanks to my own peculiar genius for trouble when drunk, the evening did not go according... Went off drinking with young Lenny. Thanks to my own peculiar genius for trouble when drunk, the evening did not go quite according to plan, but somehow neither of us got killed or arrested for murder. I mean, we got arrested, of course, but not for murder. At least, I don't think it was for murder, because they let us out. The whole thing is a bit of a blur. Somehow I don't imagine that the saloon owner in Valentine likes me very much after the mayhem I've caused there. Met a lady scientist, Deb or something or other. Seemed to be more mad than sane. But I don't have much frame of reference for scientists. Wanted me to see if I can help her find dinosaur bones and send her the details. Maybe. Yeah, that's one thing, guys. I'm not going to promise that I'm going to complete all the side missions, because chances are I'm not. That includes the rock carvings, the dinosaur bones, and the thing for the milliner in Saint Denis. Met an idiot hunting for treasure. Bought a map off him. Wonder if I'll find anything. This fella I took to talking to with God damn it, I can't read. This fella I took to talking with at the train station told me that I could get decent money if I collected complete sets of cigarette cards and send them to him. We shall see. Sounds pretty harmless enough. Just like up there. It's Mary. Saw Mary again. I feel like the luckiest man alive and I feel like a fool. That woman confuses me and plays me for a fiddle like no one else alive. Her little brother Jamie had joined some religious order and needed saving. Or so she and her god-awful daddy seemed to have thought. I took him home after a pathetic little squabble. Poor boy. Wonder what will become of him. Education and an unpleasant father have been a terrible curse on him, I fear. Oh, the little A and the love heart, the M. Oh, Arthur, you sweetie. As for Mary, I trust I will not make a god-awful fool of myself once more, but somehow I imagine I shall. Yeah, you do. Let's see. Oh no. Here we go. I went to call in alone. Some farmer, local do-gooder. I think I'd seen him in Valentine before when I was fighting that big fella. He begged and coughed and spluttered and I beat him half to death. Such is life, such is the world. This boy looked at me like I was the devil and perhaps, for him, I was. The whole thing confused me. Maybe that's wrong. The whole thing revolted me. My part. These sad, desperate bastards, these silly expectations of life and their tawdry reality. The unkindness of existence. I can handle that just fine. But I do not love it. Nor those who try to make things otherwise, I guess. Got into some god-awful fight in the town saloon. Bill started it. He's wound so tight about something, I reckon he'll start hitting himself soon enough. I was stopped from beating some big yokel to death by a local do-gooder. Cannot tell if this made me pleased or real angry. The local crowd seemed to want to see blood, however. Afterwards, Dutch accosted me with old Josiah Trelawney, back and quite as slippery and confusing as ever. He'll come and go again, no doubt, and leave none of us any the wiser as to who or what he is. Trelawney told us that Sean had not been killed in Blackwater, but was a prisoner there, held by scalp hunters awaiting payment. Charles Smith, Javier and I met in Blackwater and rescued that loudmouth maniac. Before we even cut him free from the tree he was mouthing off at us. Javier said Blackwater is an impossible situation, and I guess I had better forget about all that money. All them years wasted earning that stuff. I guess I'll never quite know what happened. But the upshot is, we're on the run, and know more folks in authority than we would like. There's Emmett Granger. Met Emmett Granger. Cannot think of a single man I have enjoyed seeing dead more than this bastard. Pig shit and hatred, and he still threw a knife at me. Took young Jack out fishing as a favour to Abigail. Many years ago, before she fell so hard for that fool Marston, perhaps I should have married her. I think part of me has always thought of that. Yet god damn you, Mayor. Jack is a good boy, a dreamer, boy with a mama who loves him. I wonder if he'll find what we seek. Peace and truth away from all this nonsense and lies. If that's what we still seek. Not that that's a new development. Not sure I know myself anymore. Sometimes I'm not sure Dutch does. As we finished, a couple of Pinkerton agents appeared. Milton was one of them. I forget the other feller's name. They knew all about me. That's a new turn of events. Apparently there's 5,000 on my head alone. After Blackwater, or maybe before, it seems. He may be in real trouble. I just don't know. Dutch don't seem too worried, but I'm beginning to have some doubts that his wisdom and his indifference. Another body that seemed to be linked somehow to the previous one. More paper in the mouth. Maybe direction to some place. I don't know. There's the Francis Sinclair. Met a man, Francis Sinclair. Wants me to find some odd rock carvings and send him details. Not sure why. Probably won't bother. Francis had bright red hair and a birthmark and spoke in an odd way. I reckon he's a time traveller. That's the consensus. Met an awful fella who will send me money if I send him fish, so he can send others the fish, pretending he caught them, so that they can pretend that they caught them while out fishing with him. At least, I think that's it. Either way, the man, Jeremy Gill, was awful. Was dreadful. It's over! Met a nice fella taking photos of animals. Albert Mason, I think he was called. Kind and interesting, and entirely lost and unused to real country. Even though he seemed to love it. Trying to take pictures of all our biggest predators before they all got killed by them. Trying to take pictures of all our biggest predators before they all got killed off themselves by the modern world. Should have gotten him to take a picture of Dutch. He got robbed by a coyote, but I got him his bite back. Here's Clement's Point. More problems have befallen us, more running. Leviticus Cornwall, the oil, sugar, rail and grain merchant whom we robbed a while back, had us ambushed in Valentine. Seems he has added to the price on our heads. We shot our way out of town and narrowly escaped with our lives. The only amusing aspect of the horror was Herr Strauss being grazed and acting like he was preparing for a short trip down to hell. Arthur, come on. After this, we fled the country and headed even further south and east, camping by a lake. This is pretty much new country for me. Charles and I saved a family of Germans who were in the process of getting themselves killed. He's a better man than me. He does not need to think to be good. It comes naturally to him. Like right is deep within, as opposed to this conflict between good versus evil that rages within me. Arthur. If only we had fled west out of Blackwater, we could be free now. Out where we belong beyond civilization with the savages and the animals. Here we won't ever be at home. No. Here's that empty town I found. So it turns out we're holed up outside a town called Rhodes, deep in an old cotton country. The place has not recovered from the war, and those folks that is sober enough to think are still angry. The drunk, which is most of them, are angrier still, but perhaps for other reasons. Adding to the absurdity, we appear to be planning to deputise ourselves into the local law enforcement, and have already taken down a major bounty on their behalf, but mostly to rescue slippery old Trelawney, who had got himself arrested for some of his usual nonsense. Seems like there is a long-running blood feud between two old families here. Both Dutch and Hosea believe that they may be sitting on a lot of gold. We shall see, I guess. There is no gold. There's no gold. Mrs. Adler, Mrs. Adler, the widow we rescued a while back, might be the craziest one of all of us. She fights like a cornered polecat, with a rage and a bloodlust that frightens the hell out of me. I ever get on her wrong side, and I'm a dead man. I don't intend to. She's a fine woman, amusing and good-hearted, decent and angry. I took her shopping to stop her filleting old Pearson right in camp. After we got jumped, she went insane, and showed that she can kill with the best of us. Went to Scarlet Meadows, site of the famous battle in the war. All them young lives lost. Found yet another body. Some maniac is killing these people for sport. Guess I'm going to go pay him or her a visit. It's when I was a deputy. Finally, we have achieved a state of true insanity. For the first time in my life, I am a deputised lawman. We went off with some moronic dupe deputy working for the alcohol-drenched Sheriff Grey pursuing some moonshiners. Dutch is convinced this will somehow lead to riches beyond compare. Seems the one powerful local family, the Greys, ex-Scots, is warring with another proud English family, the Braithwaites, in some long-running dispute from the border country. Apparently there's gold or women or something at the root of this, and if it's gold, we want it. Either way, we are so deep in the swamp and so entirely lost ourselves, I hope it will take the Pinkertons and they're like a long while to find us. We shall see. In the meantime, a new career path in law seems to await. Seems like amongst our other perils, a gang called the Lemoyne Raiders won't take too kindly to outsiders or anyone who ain't living in the distant past. Saw an old church, found it interesting, not sure why. Found the murderer, man named Edmund Lowry. Took him to the sheriff in Valentine after he nearly killed me. He jumped the sheriff, I killed him. Nasty bastard he was. Stumbled into this old drunk on the streets of Rhodes. I don't know quite why he made an impression. The world is full of self-pitying drunks. Hell, I hope to grow into one myself. But something about this fella, Jeremiah Compson, blamed everyone else for his plight, lost his career and his home. Wanted me to go find a few trinkets of his. Can't read. Wanted me to go find a few trinkets at his home, Compson Stead, just north of Scarlet Meadows. See, I got there, Ned. Maybe I'll head over there sometime. Guess Bellin Midnight never escaped his past. Guy was deranged about shooting some fella in the back, or in their sleep, or something else very sensible in my opinion. Anyway, guilt had consumed him, so like a real proper gentleman, he tried to kill me. Met a fella called Miss Margaret, an animal trainer and showman or showwoman. Mistress of danger, quite a character, wants me to find some missing animals. Went to the house, don't feel so bad for him now. Feel like a fool. Bastard was a slave catcher. Went to see nice Mr. Compson again. Last thing he'll see. Yeah, I shot him and he fell in the fire. A while ago I met an odd man dressed as a lady animal trainer. Are all Englishmen that weird, I wonder? You're not really wrong, Arthur. All his animals were as fake as the rest of his act. Until I was to find and retrieve a real lion from somewhere or other in Africa. Until I was to find and retrieve a real lion from somewhere or other in Africa. I thought it was going to be another dog, but no, it was a real lion. thing looked like it wanted me for its next meal. After hunting a zebra that was a donkey, and a tiger that was a cougar, and another lion that was just a dog, or I think that's right. I think I've lost track of the whole thing. An assistant that's a real woman. An assistant and an assistant that's a real woman, and him a strange English maniac in a dress pretending to be all that he isn't. Remind yourself never to go on the stage. Oh god, I can't read. The weird English guy gave me a pretty decent emerald as payment for my troubles. Maybe he wasn't so bad after all. I've met some charming women in my time. Catherine Braithwaite, the mother hen to that particular bunch of roosters, ain't one of them. A sour old jug of piss and bullshit I ain't never met. Even Hosea's charms were lost upon her. She refused our offer of selling back her shine, instead got us to give it away to annoy the saloon owners in town. Hosea put on quite a show until we got interrupted by the bastards we robbed when grabbing the stuff. We just about escaped. On the other hand, I met this poor bastard grey boy, Beau, and his forbidden love, Miss Penelope, quite the most alive creature we have met down here. Suddenly I'm marching as a suffragette. The looks of loathing on the faces of the locals delighted me, while their leader, a Mrs. Calhoun, amused me. I don't know much about good causes, nor the joys of democracy, but I enjoyed my little experience riding alongside them. The world is certainly changing fast. Saw Mr. Mason again. This time he was taking pictures of wolves, still doing his hardest to get himself eaten. Found Franco Hernandez for that silly book. Killed him. Bastard jumped out of the way, but I still got him. Didn't seem like the type I was going to befriend anyway. Yeah, he tried to Max Payne it out of the way. Charles and I went looking for Trelawney, who was staying in Rhodes. He'd been accosted by some bounty hunters who was looking for him and a means to get into us. Whole thing turned nasty and he'd been treated pretty bad. But we got him out of there. He seemed to be worried that there might be more following in their wake, so came back to camp with us. There always seems to be more bounty hunters, Pinkertons, lawmen. Everywhere we go, there's more and more civilization. Perhaps this is it from now on. We shall see, I guess. This whole place is beginning to give me the creeps. I want to get back to the open country of the West, or what's left of it. But even that ain't the way I remember it. No, things is changing. Helped Mr. Mason take another picture, this time of wild horses. Gave me a beautiful print of the wolves that nearly ate him. That emerald was about as real as the zebra and a whole lot less. Seems Miss Margaret made idiots out of all of us. What did I expect? A man who dealt in fake tigers gave out real gems. We went horse thieving, our greed getting the better of us. Believing a yarn spun to us by one of that Grey family, the patriarch, Tavish, a particularly unpleasant one of what seems a reasonably unpleasant family. He had us believing that the Braithwaite women owned some highly prized English thoroughbreds or Arab chargers or whatever they were supposed to be, and imagined we was going to be wonderfully rich. At the end of it, we felt like prize idiots, so I guess at least some prizes was being handed out. Yeah. I've been recuperating after an interesting encounter with Colm O'Driscoll. Dutch got into his mind to meet the bastard to somehow end all this lunacy. Only Colm did not share Dutch's sense of honour among thieves. Whole thing was a setup to kidnap me, then lure all the rest of us into a trap so we could get arrested and Cullum could disappear away somehow, carrying off his sin. Along with our own to the gallows. Seems like Cullum is enjoying this modern world even more. Oh god, I can't read. Seems like Cullum is enjoying this modern world even less than we are. More by luck than judgment, I escaped and somehow got back here, more dead than alive, and collapsed into bed for a feverish few days. After much nursing from Miss Grimshaw and Miss Tilly, and much guilt-ridden apologies from Dutch over his stupidity, I survived okay. My shoulder where I was shot ain't come down with gangrene, and I will live, even uglier than before. Now, Arthur, come on. Things is getting more insane with the local population. My sense is neither the Greys nor the Braithwaites have a pot to piss in, but I ain't spent too much time with the landed gentry. Whatever else they is, they don't make one believe in the nobility of the aristocracy. Sean has been killed. I'm more sad than I can admit. I loved that little loudmouth wretch more than I knew. He was like an annoying little brother to me. What fun we had riding together, and now he's dead. His head shot in half in an ambush. What a goddamn mess we were making of things. Still no Confederate gold, but a shitload of trouble. It's Shady Belt. We moved again. More trouble with the We've moved again. More trouble with the Pinkertons. More trouble with them locals. More trouble all around. Little Jack has been kidnapped, so we're trying to find him. Apparently some fella in Saint Denis, Senior something or other, took umbrage to our presence and kidnapped him, or, heaven forbid, worse. We burned down Braithwaite Manor when we went hunting for him in an almighty scrap, and it was epic. Then we got spoken to again by Agent Milton. This time he asked us for Dutch's head on a platter. We got him to leave, but they ain't too pleased with us. Well, no, they wouldn't be. So we headed into Saint Denis to find little Jack. We was told he'd been kidnapped by some local gangster, this Italian fella called Bronte, a local tough guy. We ain't found him, but he found us. Dutch and I headed into town and I managed to get myself robbed by a bunch of children. This is a new low, even by my standards. Anyway, we found Mr. Bronte and are going to pay him a call. We better get that boy back soon. Not least because if we don't, Abigail will kill the lot of us. All this after we burned down the Braithwaite Manor house looking for him and made some real enemies of ourselves back in that country. We are now hiding deep in the swamps, trying not to get eaten by wildlife or sunk too deep in the mud. I cannot decide which I like less, the swamps or the city. Both are full of parasites, reptiles and slime, but the swamps prettier. Dutch is trying to think of where we can run next, but in the meantime we are deep in the swamps, hiding in some disease-ridden old plantation house mostly swallowed up by nature. Guess we will find Jack, get some money, then flee, but where? These bastards ain't giving up. We're a long way east of lands, we know, and far from real open country. Met a curious Frenchman in a bar. Bought him a drink and he gave me a picture. Said he was an artist, though I'm not sure I see what's so good about it. Met a crazy man in Saint Denis, a professor no less, Marco Dragic. I'm still amazed by what I experienced. He had me control a tiny boat, remotely. How? I have no idea. Do not understand any of it, but even though he was annoying and a sharp mouth, he seemed obviously and highly intelligent. Was I duped? I have no idea. Wouldn't be the first time I've fallen to the rants of an intelligent man telling me how to think. Oh, is that a dig? That's a dig at Dutch. Only he didn't tell me how to think. Whole thing was odd. He told me to come see him in his lab at Dover Hill. Maybe. I always heard Saint Denis was one of the 7 wonders of the world. If this is so, I don't care much to see the other 6. It's a depressing place that shows you the only thing worse than people is a whole lot of people. I have not met a lizard in a suit before, only now I have, and his name is Angelo Bronte. He's either our salvation or our damnation. This city strongman arrived from Italy a few years ago, and now knows and controls everything and everyone. He had not harmed Jack, other than feeding him strange food, and Dutch seems to think that maybe we could get something from this oily dictator. Personally, I don't trust him more than I could trust any hungry animal not to try and eat me. But for now, we are somewhat safe and hidden. Whole place gives me the creeps. Mary wrote to me, wants to see me again. Oh, Mary, what fools we are. What a fool am I. Aww. Like a teenager writing in his diary like, oh my god, she wants to see me again. My lord. My lord, now I have done everything. Went to a ball like a fool in a fairy tale. But you looked so dashing, Arthur. The mayor of Saint Denis. Dutch got us invited by old Senior Bronte, and off we trooped, trussed up like turkeys for Thanksgiving, and waxed and polished, and primped to within an inch of our lives. Bronte did not mingle with the other guests, but lorded over the place like a Roman emperor, deciding who to have killed for his fun. The place was full of drunks, lunatics, liars, and clowns, but the thing was kind of fun. Managed to not get into too much trouble, and may have some business opportunities on account of inquiries there. We shall see, I guess. Seeing Bill dressed up like an ambassador and awkward as a schoolgirl was one of the funniest moments in my life. Met Evelyn Miller, the writer, which was amazing for Dutch. Met the mayor. Dutch and Hosea seemed to think this dump of a world. Dutch and Hosea seemed to think this dump is a world of possibilities. We want to look into the bank and some other business opportunities. You shall see. As long as we can keep ahead of the Pinkertons and Mr. Cornwall and the rest of them for a while, maybe we shall be okay. Yeah, sorry if my speech is bleh. Reading things aloud is not my forte. And here's me about to do drama, but hopefully that fixes that, or helps it, at least. Kieran. That poor kid we spared from O'Driscoll's gang up in the mountains is dead. Killed by the bastards. He saved my life and I could not save his. They chopped his head off and tried to kill the lot of us. Mrs. Adler fought braver than any of us. She's driven by powerful forces that I scarcely understand. That's what love has done to her, I guess. I feel like an animal, living out in the mud here. Whole place gives me the creeps. R.I.P. Kieran. Black Belle, what a woman. If she was younger, and I was in the market for a woman to go killing with, what a pair we could have made. Told me old boy Calloway was a posier and a liar. Big surprise. It's Albert again. This time Albert Mason seemed obsessed with getting eaten by alligators. Again, he managed to survive much more by luck than by judgment. Went to see that odd fellow Algernon Wasp I met at the party. Not sure how to describe him, but I won't forget him anyway. I could not do him justice. Different kind of fella, but he says he'll pay good money for assorted feathers and eggs and whatnot about his creations for various rich women. Gave me a list of things he wants, and I'm not doing them because I've heard that side quest is tedious as hell. Met a monk. Helped him free a couple of poor bastards from the island someplace who were kept prisoner. The monk, what was his name, brother something or other, was a good fellow. One of these innocent people who make you feel better about human beings and even about yourself a little. Must be odd to see all that goodness in the world. Place always seemed dark and brutal to me. That's 'cause you're a cynic, Arthur, and I can relate. Met a weird fella. Wants 100 gallons of moonshine. For love? Never heard of such nonsense in all my life. And I know some talkers of nonsense. Guess I'll go ask that clerk, Alden, Trelawney's disappointed friend. If maybe he knows a way to finding it, as I think there's money in this. There's not. Oh, little dog in the corner. That's so cute. Met that writer Evelyn Miller in the streets. He remembered me from the party. Apparently my petty crime did not go entirely unnoticed. Better keep my head down a little better. He introduced me to a couple of Indians, father and son. Son angry, father with an air of what exactly? Of something both impressive and frightening and kind about him. A great man, defeated by powerful and awful forces. Do not know, but his eyes, his very manner spoke to me. Somehow I agreed to help them. Seems they, like us, have problems with that gilded ape, Leviticus Cornwall, and his foul empire. We shall see how this pans out. Met a pair of fellows from a chain gang. Black fellow named White, white fellow named Black. They wanted to kill each other. They begged me to clear off some wanted posters for them. Collected the posters. Old White and Black weren't so innocent as they seem. Yeah, but who am I to judge? Saw Albert again. Bored of fighting animals, he tried to fight gravity. Again, he somehow survived. I hope he will now retire from a life even more idiotic and dangerous than mine. Met a real pair of, well, I don't know quite what they were. Met a real pair of, well, I don't know quite what they were. Names were so ridiculous I don't even begin to try and remember them. But they were Greek or Latin or gibberish. Pair of twins, dead keen on insulting each other and hitting each other to impress a woman. I've done a lot of strange things to impress women, but this was ridiculous. I ended up being William Tell. I think they was college boys. Guess education ain't always the answer to mankind's problems. Nice enough boys, but odd as hell. Seems those of us who thought Angelo Bronte was a lizard in a suit was right, and them as thought he was a gentleman thief eager to help us on our merry way was wrong. Bastard set us into a trap in town. Told us to rob a trolley station. No money, but the entire police force was waiting for us. Dutch nearly died. Lenny fought real hard. The kid was good in a fight and saved us. Dutch is planning some big escape for us all. Some grand master plan. Everything we are attempting here seems troubled. I hope we can get out of here alive. Right now, it don't seem likely. Dutch is raging about Bronte's deception or betrayal or whatever quite it was. Dutch don't like being made a fool of. Even Michael, with all his teasing and needling, plays it real cool with Dutch. I do not want to be Bronte right now. I cannot see Dutch letting this pass, and he doesn't. Went to an art gallery. Seems fine and fancy living ain't quite so different from life in the wilderness, robbing stagecoaches. Was an exhibition of paintings by the artist I met a couple of times. Charles something or other. French fella. Seemed he'd been doing more than painting his models. Their husbands weren't so keen on the liberties he'd been taking with his subject matter. Whole thing descended into a brawl. Had to help him escape. Saw marrying the awful daddy who'd taken to drink, which unsurprisingly ain't improved him a whole lot. What a foul pig he is. Taken to hawking off family heirlooms and cursing the world for it. Still a stuck-up son of a bitch. Now Mr. Linton has passed away, I wonder what he wants for his daughter. Funny thing is, I love her. Yeah, I'm a bad lot. Old daddy is a good upright man, yet he treats his daughter like a possession to be mistreated and abused as he sees fit. Strange creatures, man. I don't know. All I know is that I love her and she both loves and detests me. It never worked before and it won't ever work now, yet it gnaws at me. The idea of it gnaws at me like a sickness. I've got to give all that nonsense up. I'm an outlaw, a murderer, a man with a code different to an ordinary folk. And Mary ain't never gonna be for my world. Aww. Bless your heart, Arthur. Went to a vaudeville show in town. Dancing from France, quite a business. What is wrong with me? Do I really think I can retire someplace nice and live a normal life with a wife? Am I a big enough dolt to believe that that's possible? Why not? Took the shine to that fella in Saint Denis, a professor no less, Andrew something or other. He's built an electric chair as a kind way of killing folk that needs killing. Oh, the irony of it all. Even more ironic, me so tough and him so weak. I ain't never got paid. No, I didn't. If I wanted to get paid for this nonsense, If I want to get paid for this nonsense, I got to find a bounty name of Wilson J. McDaniels, so he can be humanely disposed of at an enormous cost to everybody, as opposed to shot in the head like I would do so. Still ain't being paid for this. Found Charles the artist dressed as a streetwalker, trying to flee from assorted men he offended, fleeing to the South Seas. I wonder if we'll see him there. Took McDaniels in and watched him fry. Weren't very nice, weren't very humane. The professor got upset and got involved before possibly killing himself with electricity. I never got paid. If they catch me, I pray they hang me. That chair is the work of the devil. Somehow got myself involved in the charming business of Saint Denis culture. The mayor, who knew we robbed him a while back, invited me over to his mansion again. Strange man, nice and awful, cynical and caring. Wants to make his city thrive. Doesn't seem to care how he goes about it. Threatened me in order to make me threaten some art professor on his behalf. Why? So the art professor will verify a bunch of paintings ain't forgeries, he believes. They are genuine article. He thinks they aren't, in order to fill the people. Y'all could read that. I can't. Not a good copy of a work of genius. Yes, I was pretty confused by the whole thing, but I did as I was bid to do, and the professor changed his mind once he saw that I would be happy to turn his mind into nothingness. Went to teach Angelo Bronte a lesson. Taught him something, I guess. Taught him alligators have a nasty way about them. Dutch is torn between his dreams of escape and his need to prove something or other. I don't quite know what. Not sure he does. Wants us to make one last big haul of cash, then flee for Tahiti. Retire and become farmers. Where the hell is Tahiti? I guess they don't have Pinkertons there, at least. All them years we dreamed of being ranchers out in virgin lands in the West. Now it's bananas and coconuts and long boat rides. Guess anywhere the train can get to, the law can get to. Dutch probably has it right. This country really don't want folk like us no more. From ocean to ocean, the place is going to law-abiding and decent. From ocean to ocean, the place is going to law-abiding and decent, and dulled and rigid until folks have frozen themselves into nothingness. The people in this city are worse and more desperate than the nastiest gunslingers I've ever met. They'd shoot you in the back and make you pay for your own funeral. They throw shit at you for sport. They walk past the lost and starving like they can't see them. Keep feeling sick, but I'm sure it's nothing. This damn swamp ain't natural. Alright, people say online. My lord, what a goddamn mess. Everything. The bank job we planned so hard was a goddamn setup. Hosea got himself killed. Lenny got shot in the head. Marson got himself arrested and is waiting trial. We fled, leapt on a ship, sailed into a storm. The ship sank. Whole thing like a dream, like a fool's nightmare. I survived that and being lost at sea. And got washed ashore on an island called Guarma. Whatever Tahiti is like, I hope it ain't nothing like Guarma. Some nasty bastard named the Fusar had the people by the throat, and we ended up in a fight with a goddamn army. Javier nearly died. I nearly got killed. Met some real decent folk. Brave folk living in a land of hell. We got a boat out of there, just about after some real nasty fighting. Don't think I ever met many folk deserving of killing more than that piece of shit Fusar. Upon returning, found the folk again, at least some of them as ain't dead, but within a few hours the Pinkertons had found all of us. Old Agent Milton wanted all of us dead, yet somehow we survived and we are now planning another escape. Not sure what happens next. Whole thing has been hard on all of us, most of all on Dutch, who seems half crazed by all we've gone through. Saw them weird boys again with the equally weird names. This time they asked me to give them a beating. I kinda even tried to understand them. Apparently that weird sketch he gave me was worth a lot of money, and Charles is a world famous artist. Turns out I'm not very well. Got tuberculosis. Doctor did not know how long I would last. All them bullets shot at me, all them horses threw me, all them fights, and it was beating up that pathetic little fella Downs that killed me, I reckon. He's the only man I've been near that was real sick. He begged me for mercy and I beat the bastard and he died. And now I'm dying, too. The way of the world. My mind is racing, of course. That monk, and that nun, Downs' widow, Abigail, Mary. Dutch when I first knew him. Hosea, my dead pa, the no good bastard, the whole crowd of people. What kind of a man have I been? What kind of a man am I? What world is it we live in? What world is this we live in? A land of fury and a place of love. Am I being prepared for eternal damnation? Am I passive any kind of saving? Is that all fairy tales? Man ain't got much good in him. I ain't got no good in me. It's a lie. I don't think. And yet I see goodness. I see it. If not in me, in good folk. In Abigail and her love for Jack. And that silly monk. And Dowes, I guess. Begging not for himself, but for the poor, even though he was near starving himself. Maybe I don't want salvation. Part of me has always longed for death. Well, here it comes, I suppose. Again, doing Mayor Lemieux's dirty work. I think that's how you spell it. His first name is Henri, only he spells it Henry. I guess my French is nearly as bad as my English. Now I was threatening a newspaperman into donating to a noble cause of truth and learning. I had to make this guy support a library. He didn't want to, then he did. Old blackmailing Lemieux has himself been threatened by his own assistant, a chap I never liked too much, by the name of John Mark, I think. So I'll go hunting for John Mark, only John Mark is a noble believer in truth and honesty and cannot stand his boss's lies. I'm charged with killing him. I cannot do it. John Mark is irritating, but the mayor is worse. The mayor is all bad. The mayor is all that is bad in those who would rule over us. And it ain't my business at all, so I let him live and let him deal with it themselves. Guess I'm through with politics. Or a beaver hauling out. Molly ratted us out. Dutch broke her heart, so she told the law about us. Explains how they found us so easily, I guess. Love does strange things to us all, even stranger than hate. She turned up drunk and mouthy and told us all this. She was so pathetic I wanted to spare her, but Miss Grimshaw put a bullet in her anyway. Guess it was right. Guess there weren't much of a choice. This was in our new camp, high in some nasty country, badlands, or as bad as we can find it this far to the east. The place we were holed up used to belong to a bunch of murderers, the Murphys, or some nonsense like that they call themselves. We shot some of them, but there's more lurking in the woods around this place. I don't think we have long here before the law or the Pinkertons find us again. I just hope we can keep ahead of them for a while, or ahead of ourselves. Met a one-legged man, war veteran, interesting fellow. Said to come by his cabin on the other side of O'Creagh's Run. Maybe I will. Saw those two strange boys and the girl they claimed to love once again. This time it was real strange. I mean, it was strange before, but this time it was, well, real strange. They got me to push them off a waterfall in a barrel. They both somehow survived, just about. But then they turned on the girl and went off together like two happy peas in a pod. Not sure what to think about the whole business. Got into a fight with a drunk giant with a tiny head. Yes, that's what happened. Fellow was strangling the barkeep who turned off his liquor supply. Part of some kind of circus act. The show was run by a woman, Marjorie, I think. She's missing a tiny magician. Suppose we all are. He's run away into the woods. I said if I saw him, I'd send him back to them. Ah, crap. No, not the satchel. The journal. Hopefully I don't need... Yeah. Sorry about that. It ain't John Mark, it's Jean Mark, you fool. And he's now the mayor. I guess that's good. Lemieux's done for. Is this the kip? Sadie Adler and I rescued Marston from prison, where he was waiting hanging. Spied on them in a balloon, an event which was amazing and awful, and I thought would kill me quicker than this illness. Later Sadie and I rescued him while getting shot at. I did it for Abigail, of course, in her own way, the finest woman I know, but also for Jack, and I guess Marston himself. I kinda like him. We've argued over the years, but I've grown to care a little for him. He's less of a fool than he was, and maybe he can have the luck that has eluded me. Jack is an innocent little boy. In him I see what I missed. We did it, Mrs. Adler and me, and then got attacked by Dutch. I went behind his back, sure, and he never likes that, but I suppose the years of blind loyalty is at an end. Loyal, yes, but not blind. Not until he opens his eyes as to the hell we are in, and to who his friends really are. Micah I no longer trust, underscore, whatsoever, nor do I trust half of them, nor myself. Whole thing is a mess, and I cannot think clearly. Went to see Calloway and Levin. Calloway, still a drunken clown, had me kidnap some old adversary, Slim Grant, then ended up shooting at each other, and then Calloway turned on me. Less said the better, but Levin has himself a book, and I will slide back into obscurity. Gunslinging ain't the life for me. I prefer good, honest killing with none of the pretensions. I think that's it. And I thought I knew folks with strange hobbies. Yes, that's the man-bear pig! Dutch in his infinite wisdom decided to shoot Leviticus Cornwall. Now, I'm not saying Cornwall did not need shooting, but I don't think it was quite our place to act as his judge and executioner. Micah and Dutch seem to be planning something. Seems like what they both want most of all is all of us dead. Found a crazy young woman, real strange looking, locked on some kind of outhouse, hidden on Braithwaite Manor. World ain't a kind place to folk like her. For some insane reason, I went out gathering depths for Strauss. Whole business revolted me. Bunch of sad, desperate bastards and me their worst nightmare. I had enough of the whole business, so I ran Strauss out of camp. Whole business of loaning revolted me. Turns out it's going to kill me too, so I guess that's about right. Probably did Strauss a favour running him out of camp, but either way, could not bear to see his beady little eyes no more. Sight of that poor soldier and his sore wife will be with me when I die. Squaw. I know that's a slur, I do apologise. Saw Eagle flies and the chief's son again. Dutch was captivated by him, turning on all his charm and confidence, and seemed like a dangerous snake. What is wrong with him? Eagle flies is desperate and angry. The local regiment are tormenting him and goading him into a fight. Now Dutch is in his ear. But this will be a disaster. Poor old Karen has taken to the drink something awful. Went to see the professor at his lab. He had built a sort of mechanical sun. He seems to think it was amazing, but we could not get the thing to work properly. I was not half as impressed with him as he was with himself. Found a little magician and reunited his odd family. Fella tried to give me the slip a few times, but in the end seems they loved each other more than they hate each other. Or at least it was close. Want me to see their show sometime in Saint Denis. Say they'll reward me as they were broke now. The show was interesting to say the least, and also dreadful, but I got paid. Oh, this one. this entry. I hate it. Got a letter from Mary. What did I expect? What did I want? Where it never meant to be and never really was. Yet somehow, in the end, I discovered I had a heart because it was broken. Oh, Arthur! Oh no! Oh, you fool. You sad, deluded fool. Torn into by different ideas of who you were, and it turns out you weren't neither of them. Oh, Arthur, bless your heart. Went to speak to the chief about the situation. I helped him recover some precious things from the army. He gave me some medicine which helped me a little. He's a man who not long ago I would have found weak and pathetic. Now I see as wise and thoughtful and sensible. I would love to help him, or at least stop Dutch pushing his son to do something real stupid. Saw that Dow's kid being beaten up, so helped him. Maybe I shouldn't have killed his poor father if I cared so goddamn much. What a conflicted fool I've become, or have always been. And I tried to rescue his mother, who was in the process of getting herself murdered. Maybe she wanted that, I don't know. She looked at me like what I am, a killer seeking out salvation, only I'm not. I don't want saving, I don't deserve it. I just want to help a few folk, and sure as shit I owe her. I feel like a fraud and a fool, but at least I did something. Found a fellow caught in a bear trap a while back, decided on a whim to save him. Then bumped into him in town. Guy gave me some store credit as a thanks. Guess it sometimes pays to help folk out. Bacchus Bridge. Blew up a bridge with Marston. Either to stop the army killing us quite so easily when we attempt to rob this last train, or because we want to encourage Uncle Sam to send another train full of payroll for us to rob. The whole thing seems even more ludicrous and moth-eaten when I write it down. Dutch is now acting crazy and I'm acting crazy back. I'm facing death and acting foolish. I hope Marston uses his brain. The time for heroics and loyalty to people is over. Time for acting right and saving the innocent, not the guilty. And there we go. That took us a while. Apologies for that, everybody. But I said that I would read through the journal. Yeah. So yeah, apologies for taking all that time and for not being so eloquent with my speech when it comes to reading things. Got more for the journal. We do! Captain Monroe. Saw Captain Monroe again. good man in a difficult situation. This dump must seem a long way from West Point and Washington. He cares about the Indians, but he ain't too friendly with the local regiment. Helped him distribute some vaccines others were not so keen to offer about. Took medicine to that creepy pair as they've poisoned themselves something proper. They survived, but I doubt they'll make it much longer. Like a pair of circus clowns. Right. Sleep again. Alright, so we're going to head back up to camp. Yeah, we've got 2 missions. We've got a mission with Captain Monroe, but we need to speak to Trelawney to trigger it. And then we've got the mission with Sadie. I think we'll finish off with the Sadie mission. Here you go, Phil. Trelawney. What do you want, Trelawney?
Josiah?
I was,
Leaving again?
yes, just leaving. I'll see you soon.
Perhaps.
What do you mean?
Well, if I was you, I'd disappear too. This is all pretty much over.
I'll be back.
No, you won't. Let's not pretend no more. Get out of here.
I'll miss you, Arthur. You've been a fine friend to me.
No, let's not get over sentimental. Come on, the place is quiet. Get out of here. You go with my blessing.
Thank you, Arthur.
Found a friend looking for you.
Mr. Morgan,
Sir,
how are you?
a little better.
I hope so.
How can I help you?
I am sorry to impose on you again, but I believe I've made progress brokering peace.
You have?
I believe so. Colonel Favors has agreed to a meeting to discuss and maybe resolve his alleged grievances and mine. Now, he has lied to me more times than I care to remember, but maybe this time he must want peace. Why could he possibly want to humiliate us further?
We got words for his kind, but they're colloquial.
Perhaps I could make one last request. My men are not allowed to carry arms.
You want us to keep the peace?
Yeah, it'll be a lot of dull talking and ceremony. But I feel with some non-tribe members present, their chances of lying or worse will be reduced.
Will you, Arthur?
It ain't my business, brother.
No, I know. But it is mine. Do it for me?
Charles, I got...
I've saved your life. Do it for me.
Sure. Come on. You owe this man. You should have him do your negotiations.
Let's go.
This way. I also have some men meeting me there. I wasn't sure if you'd be able to help. Thank you for doing this, both of you. You have already done so much.
Ain't a problem. Just hope nobody recognizes me. I've had a few run-ins with the army recently.
I wish we could have done more to control the situation. That shouldn't have gotten involved. Now
Nope.
Eagle Flies is under arrest.
It certainly won't help our case today.
I will find a way to help him. I promise you.
I just hope Colonel Favors can be reasoned with. I am not asking for very much, but when our people are sick and hungry, and we find our medicine and supplies are being deliberately withheld, how can we not view that as something personal? When they destroy our sacred sites, how can I convince Eagle Flies and the others that they shouldn't fight back?
Maybe that's part of the reason they're doing these things. Because they want you to fight. Be able to say, look, you see how these savages behave?
Perhaps. Thank you for helping Captain Monroe to retrieve those vaccines, Arthur. He will be at the meeting and is one person who knows the true situation, at least. I still have hope that we can come to an agreement. Here we are. There's my men up ahead. Hello. Whoa. Wichasha Kelana, Kula Wichiampi, Hilpo, Bunyapi Ktelo. This way.
Yeah, you all right there, boy? Whoa!
Oh, god damn it, Charles.
Colonel Favors, Captain Monroe, we come in peace.
Hello again. Who are these two?
They're friends of my people.
Interesting looking fellows.
Yeah, they won't cause any trouble.
Well, I should hope not. Listen, Mr.
Chief.
Yes, Mr. I can't say that silly name. What is it?
In
Disrespect.
English, they call me Rainsfall.
Yes, yes, I'm sure they do.
The disrespect.
We're all Americans here, and we want an outcome. But quite frankly, I'm confused. Your men are little more than criminals, in my opinion. Keep breaking peace treaties we've made, causing disturbances in everybody's lives, But I pride myself on being a gentleman. Really, I do. But there are limits. So, let me be very... Are you okay, man? Someone. Jackson, take him away. Where was I?
You're a gentleman with limits?
Are you being facetious, sir?
Come this way, buddy.
I said, are you being facetious, Captain Monroe?
No, sir, I am not.
Chief Raines.
That's, Rain's fault.
Exactly. Chief Raines, the thing
It's quite a
is,
cough.
the federal government.
Sure.
Wait here. I'll fetch you some water.
I'll be fine. Thank you.
No, no. You know he's going to have Monroe court-martialed. Or attempt to. He's going to make a disgrace of him.
Monroe? Seems likable enough for a West Pointer. Why?
You know what Favors is like. Because he thinks it's right. Because he thinks Monroe is a patsy. Or a spy. He's convinced he had something to do with those vaccines getting stolen. He thinks Monroe is gonna force him into making a concession with the Indians. So he removes Monroe.
Removes how?
Favors wants him tried for treason and hanged.
Why does Favors care about the Indians?
Because he doesn't want to back down. I mean, his whole professional life. You know what they say about him. Hightail Favors. The man who missed a battle.
Poor Monroe. Kinda liked him.
I know. Well, still, he's kind of stuck up.
Your men violated the treaty. That treaty is null and void. I have been appointed to negotiate.
Feeling better?
Yeah. Come on. Let's go.
The lands you currently occupy belong to the United States government. Why is this so confusing, sir? Why?
Good day, Colonel Favors.
Well, that was remarkably unproductive. I'm afraid the federal government was quite clear, Colonel, that it wanted peace, and peace for all, and that the treaty had not been broken by anybody.
Oh, is that so, sir? And did it want impudence, sir, from a junior officer in public? Was that its plan too, sir? You insult me. You insult the regiment. Arrest this man.
Arrest me?
Gross insubordination. Disobeying an order. Treason.
Are you mad?
You had those vaccines stolen. You disrupted a negotiation.
Let him go.
This is all getting out of hand.
Captain Monroe, let's get out of here. If I were you, I'd keep my mouth shut, amigo. I don't want to kill this man, but shall.
Bitch.
Charles, Captain Monroe, mount up now. We're getting out of here.
Let's go.
Now shoot this fool.
Just let him go, okay? You won't get away with this.
Oh, I will.
Open fire!
Come on, Phil.
Coming after us!
Shoot at these men?
You dare, Charles?
Man, please hold your fire! Kill those Indian lovers! Hold your fire!
Too damn close.
Damn it! More on the left! Head for the trees! We're penned in! Go! Right
Yeah.
Jack Monroe! Come on!
Right. Where are they? Ooh, headshot. Headshot. Eat it. Eat it. Eat it. Eat it!
Behind us!
Whoop.
Find a load, then make for the valley.
We're gonna make you pay for this! We're seeing ducks here! More of them!
Just hold.
All right, so the eyeball. Ah.
I knew this was a mistake! I am sorry, Mr. Morgan. I cannot kill these men. How is he not dying?
Okay, it's now or never. Let's go. Captain Monroe, you're with me.
Come on, Phil.
What?
Nope. Shit. Right. Right.
Hop on, Captain. We sure as hell don't want to hang around here.
Nope.
Come on, follow me. Yeah.
I need to look at my guns.
Behind us. Turn on your own country.
You shoot at my bay, how dare you?
Hold it. I think we're finally in the clear. Everybody okay?
Not really. What do we do now?
You get out of here. Fast. Take you to the station.
I can't believe that just happened. I've been an army man my whole life.
I heard them talking. They was gonna have you hanged for treason. You can't die for those fools.
Nope.
And what about the chief?
We'll do what we can.
I guess I won't be submitting my report.
Nope.
I wouldn't think so.
No, your train's here. This whole scene coming up, my favorite.
Get out of here, Captain Monroe.
I fear it may be Mr. Monroe from now on.
I'm sorry about your career. Here. Here's some money. You take it and get out of here and start a new life somewhere. I hear Tahiti's nice.
Thank you.
Just hop on a train to Saint Denis, jump on a boat, but avoid Guam.
Where?
Forget about it.
Meet me at the reservation.
Morgan! Are you okay?
Well, never better. What are you doing here?
Well, I'm on my way down to Mexico. They're finally sending me on a mission.
Ah.
Brother Dorkins is very jealous. What's wrong?
I'm dying, sister.
Okay.
Yeah, I got TB. I got it. Beating a man to death for a few bucks. I've lived a bad life, sister.
We've all lived bad lives, Mr. Morgan. We all sin. But I know you.
You don't know me.
Forgive me, but that's the problem. You don't know you.
What do you mean?
I don't know, but whenever we happen to meet, you're always helping people and smiling.
I had a son. He passed away. I had a girl who loved me. I threw that away. My mama died when I was a kid. And my daddy... well, I watched him die. And it weren't soon enough.
My husband died a long time ago. Life is full of pain. But there is also love and beauty.
What am I gonna do now?
Be grateful that for the first time, you see your life clearly.
Sure.
Perhaps you could help somebody. Helping makes you really happy.
But I still don't believe in nothing.
Often, neither do I.
Huh?
But then I meet someone like you, and everything makes sense.
You're too smart for me, sister. I guess I'm afraid.
There is nothing to be afraid of, Mr. Morgan. Take a gamble that love exists and do a loving act.
All aboard!
I shall try.
I know you will. Goodbye, goodbye, Mr. Morgan. Goodbye.
Sister?
Oh, that whole scene. I'm crying. Again, oh. God damn it. Oh. Roger, I'll be having words with you when I see you in October for making me cry again. Damn you. But I just love that scene so much, but my god, does that hurt. Oh, my heart. Oh, I just can't. I can't with this game. I really can't. Oh, it's horrible. Horrible. Oh, man. Oh. That scene though. Oh, I love it. That is like my favorite in the game. It's just the fact that a big, gruff, grizzled outlaw like Arthur, like this alpha dude, admitting that he's scared, you don't see that often in media, and I just love that, because it's showing men to be like in touch with their emotions, if that makes sense. Uh-huh. Can't forget my hat.
I cannot get over Miss O'Shea. She's dead. Well, I'm glad she shot her. She deserved it. And truth be told, I never liked her anyway. And she betrayed us.
You don't know that.
She told us.
She was in love. She would have said anything. Who knows what she did or didn't do?
What do you think, Arthur?
if she betrayed us, if she really did, well, it's a bad business either way. But I'm confused like both of you.
She had to go. It's bad, but...
Dilly, I do believe you got a cold heart.
Now, you know that ain't true.
Of course it ain't, but I'm scared.
Me too. Me too.
You're gonna be okay, ladies.
Oh, hello, Arthur.
You're gonna be okay, ladies. I'm gonna make sure of it.
Can I, talk to you a minute?
Of course, partner.
What you doing with your gun, Javier?
Arthur, this is a private conversation.
Fuck off. I ain't moving. I'm not moving. Javier, what are you doing with your gun?
What was that all about?
Plans, Morgan. You'll be the first to know.
Is that right?
Can I just shoot you? Like, clean through that damn hat of yours. And then I need to go roast Bill.
You just follow like a blind dog, don't you?
Oh, shut up, Morgan.
Think for yourself for once.
What's wrong with you?
You ain't a child.
What's wrong with me? What's wrong with you?
You're too dumb
I won't
to
tell you
understand
again.
what's going on, ain't you?
Goddamn fool.
You're the fool.
Left, Arthur.
Oh!
Where'd he go?
I don't know. He left me a note. Told me I should do the same.
Why?
Well, I think he's worried.
He's a right to be worried. You worried?
Sure, but I still think maybe things will turn out okay. You'll steer Dutch right. I know you will.
I'll try, Miss Grimshaw. Really, I will.
Well, Dutch.
I got this under control, Arthur. I got this.
Uh-huh. I see that.
I damn well got this. You? Your lack of faith, it is very telling. This is under control. God damn it.
Well. You pissed in his Weetabix.
Woo, Arthur!
Uncle.
Getting drunk as usual, I see. Some things haven't changed. Now let's go see Sadie. Oh, Sadie!
Mrs. Adler?
You okay?
Peachy.
Peachy?
You sure?
No, I ain't sure.
You still working?
Is anybody still working? The whole goddamn place full of people bickering, fighting and lying. It makes me real sad.
I know. I need someone to ride with me.
Do what?
Finish off them O'Driscolls. I hear the last of them is holed up at Hanging Dog Ranch.
I don't have it in me no more. I saw Colm swing. I just don't care.
I was a married woman. You know what they did to me. And to my husband? Look, you're the only one of these fools that I trust. I've got to do this.
Guilt trip me, Sadie.
I'll tell you what, I'll do it. But there's something you could help me with. Abigail? Jack? John? Make sure they make it. I mean, this whole thing is pretty much done. But when the time comes...
How do you mean?
When the time comes, you help them.
What do you mean?
I mean it. Help them escape. When I... You know, you and me, we're more ghosts than people. But them, they could...
I know. Of course I will. Thank you, Arthur. You want to ride with me now, or meet me up at Hanging Dog Ranch when you can?
Come on, Phil.
Thanks, Arthur. Okay. Come on.
Oh yeah, I need to check my guns. I said I was gonna check my guns.
Fine morning for a killing.
Hey.
You seen anything down there?
Yeah, I think there's a bunch of them down there. I'm mostly drunk. But one of them is a fat fella with a beard. Him? He's mine.
Okay.
It's a big ranch. Run down. Lots of folk there. But spread pretty thin. I'll set it off and then we'll take it from there.
Take it from there? Okay. So, no real plan then?
Oh, I got a plan. Now come on.
Whoa, CD, CD! Ah, damn it, CD! Oh, damn!
You might not know it, but you're done!
Ah!
Shit! Looking forward to the funeral, damn it!
Over here!
Hope's dead. We don't got no quarrel with you.
Come at me!
They're running without pistols. Just shoot her. I don't care. What she is, shoot her.
End of the road!
Bastard in the hayloft! He's got a scope on that right.
Oh, not anymore, he don't.
Okay, he's dead.
Come on!
We're the leaders going to look at it.
Nick Adler, Sadie Adler, we was good people.
the face, bitch.
You take the barn, I'll take the farmhouse. And remember, if he's fat and he's got a beard, he's mine.
I'll try.
You make a play for the barn, you're a dead man.
No one's gonna recognize you when I'm done.
Who's in there?
Oh, hell. Sadie died? Oh, come on. God's sake.
Is that a woman? Jesus. Who the hell is that lady?
Count.
Come on!
Damn it! Die, you bastard! There's a sharpshooter in the hayloft! If we could... Let's flank him! Okay, he's dead! Jake Adler! Sadie Adler!
Fingerlin's still after him.
You're dead, you bastard! I'm gonna be... You killed my husband! You burned our farm! You stole my life!
You die below Driscoll, get out of here.
Just time, won't you? It's over now.
Okay, you take the barn. I'll take the farmhouse. And remember, if he's fat and he's got a beard, he's mine.
I'll try. Who's in it?
I don't care what she is, shoot her.
Ah! The lady outside don't want none of you coming out of here.
Look out! He's in here! Come on!
Ah!
Barn's clear.
Bitch.
Okay, going into the farmhouse.
Oh. Ah, I love having a fight out with the O'Driscolls. Okay, let's see my gun.
Sadie, you in here?
Oh, damn. Sadie.
Piece of shit! Yeah. He was a good man, my Jakey. We was always sweet on one another.
I'm sure.
Yeah. I miss him every day, every moment. They turned me into a monster, Arthur. But my memories of him, they still pure.
I ain't even got that.
Aside from my Jake, you're the best man I've known.
I know the company you keep. The competition ain't too fierce. We should get away from here.
I think I need to be alone for a bit.
I understand. You, might want to get yourself cleaned up.
Thank you, Arthur.
Nope, that's the O'Driscolls scene too. Crap, one time. One last time. For all time's sake. Yeah! What are you doing chilling out here by the fire, Phil? Right. Now, before we sign off, I did say we were going to look for that little tree house. I suspect that's where it is. So I know it's not too far of Hanging Dog. Found it just by chance moseying about one time. Ages ago. Yeah, see? The mission markers come up.
Yeah.
I think that they're a secret couple, Mr. Black and Mr. White.
I know they ain't good, but I was good enough to see what a blue jay looks like.
I mean, hiding out in a treehouse, come on
you
now.
all right, mister? Can we help you?
I'm fine. Oh, I know you two.
Hey, look who it is.
I barely recognized you boys on account of you not trying to kill each other.
Yeah, well, somebody learned his manners. Finally.
So you boys didn't run away?
Now, nobody looking out here. I reckon we're okay.
All right. But the law's pretty... well, it's pretty vigorous these days.
I told you we should leave, but did you want to listen? Oh, no. Mr. High and Mighty, he don't listen to no one.
Oh, would you just shut up?
I will not. I will not shut up.
You know what? You'll shut up when I shut you up.
Oh, that's real funny. I cannot believe it. I'm stuck out here with only you to talk to. I get a better conversation from the goddamn trees.
I know. I've seen you talking to them. They should have hanged you for being a moron.
You're an unkind man, Mr. Black.
That's no way to talk to your partner like that. Go and apologize.
Oh, let me in. Let me in. Open the door. Come on, let me in.
You're in the
I'll kill you
doghouse.
myself.
Go away.
Let me in. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Now let me in.
Go away.
I'm I'll make dinner. Again. All right, I'm sorry.
Say you're sorry again.
I'm real sorry.
They're totally a couple. Come on. They bicker like an old couple. Well, Phil.
Let's go, boy.
You done good.
Yep.
Got Captain Monroe to safety. We helped the two ex-convicts. Got rid of their Driscolls once and for all. And now, let's ride. Yeah.
Slow up.
I think this is a perfect place to wrap it up. Right. So we're gonna call it there. We've got a couple more missions to do for the next part. I think for the next part it'll be the mission to free Eagle Flies from Fort Wallace. This mission we do with Charles. There's another mission there's another main mission after that. And I think also in the next episode we can do possibly the side mission at Butcher's Creek. Now, at least 2 separate occasions on that side quest, you have to do it at night time, because it only gets triggered at night time. But that's where I'm thinking with the next episode, those missions. But regardless, I hope you all have a good rest of your weekend, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Around the Campfire podcast. We're looking to starting up production for season 3 in the next few weeks or so. So keep an eye out on our social medias. There should be a link to our Twitter on our bio if you so care to look into that. And yeah, keep an eye out on the socials for any updates in regards to streams, any news in regards to the podcast in general. And I will see you all next time. Bye for now, guys.